hello, and welcome to all of our Gold viewers who are here with us today. Welcome to the Gold Lactation Online Conference that's just around the corner here and starting in April. And with me here today is Holly Johnson, one of our speakers here at Gold. Welcome.
Hello, how are you?
It's wonderful to have you here. You have a fantastic topic for this lactation conference, driving change in lactation support with a mobile lactation clinic. And I know your clinic specifically has a super cool name. So we'll go into that in just a moment. But first of all, talk to me a little bit. First of all, where in the world are you? And a little bit about your work and your background.
Yeah. So I'm married to a soldier. So because of that, we have lived all over the world. Currently, I live in central Missouri, outside of a military base. And I am a private practice lactation consultant and trying to improve access to care and being able to move my practice with me wherever I go. I decided to build my mobile lactation clinic. Um, I am a
What is
mother
the
of
name of
three.
that clinic?
Oh, yes. Her name is Lady Leche.
I love it. Love it.
She's pretty cool.
Mhm.
She was a lot of work. But so she had to take the drive in last July from Colorado, where we were currently stationed, to Missouri.
Mhm.
We did have some technical difficulties there on the drive, so it's always an adventure, especially when you're a mobile clinic. But my practice, I work a lot with military families and rural communities. And that's kind of what drove me to build a mobile clinic. I am a mom of three. I have three little kiddos who all have breastfed until they self-weaned, currently still nursing one. And I have a farm and I'm a
Oh,
homeschool mom. So we have a lot
wow.
going on here.
You have a lot going on there, right?
It's exciting. So, keeps you young, I guess.
I absolutely love it. So, and I love how you described how what inspired you to have this start this mobile lactation clinic for providing access. And as you mentioned, you are a military spouse. So, uh, what have you learned from from that with regards to access? I can only imagine because I've not been in that role how isolated it is for people in the military getting access to lactation professional.
Yeah, it's the military community has their own set of challenges.
Mhm.
And, I think there's a lot of people that look into different struggles that families have to receive lactation care or just healthcare in general. And there's not much focus on the military communities. You have to
Mm.
remember that a lot of these families don't have any support. So they're placed in a location for a few years and they have to build their own support system. And so there are lactation consultants at some Army hospitals, but it was one of those, being a military spouse myself, I knew kind of the need there. And so that's why I really wanted to help that community. It's just really hard to see new young moms or just any mom really come out of go enter motherhood and have not much of any support. So
Mm.
I can't provide all the support, but when it comes to feeding your babies, I'll give you a hand.
And you, as you mentioned, you also live in a rural community because there is not much out there on support too, right? So that's
Yep.
another reason why you created this.
Yep. Where I am, I'm probably in the only IBCLC in 100-mile radius. So
Mhm.
there's a lot of families that don't receive care. And for myself, coming from an agriculture background, I know that there's a lot of people that are not close to
Right.
hospitals, not close to services. And it's, um, just another passion of mine, those
And
two areas.
yeah, and coming from that background, I can only imagine, if you work in an agricultural background or in a rural community, you probably have a very different schedule as you're usually 9 to 5, right? Like, so
Yes.
you're probably depending on, or you're grateful, or if somebody can come out to you. I mean, if you're working all kinds of hours, to that somebody is there to support you and come to you.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm, mm. Now, let me ask you this. I mean, many people might look at this going like, oh, this is great, but it looks expensive. And also, why do we need this if we have all our telehealth now and our virtual since the pandemic? Everybody is doing virtual consultations. So tell me a little bit what makes this different, or why do you think this is needed?
Well, I still do a lot of my work virtually. And
Hmm.
the way I kind of do it is it's kind of a hybrid where I don't see all these moms every single time in person, but
Okay.
sometimes there are situations where you're working with a mom virtually or and you feel like, oh, I just need to get my hands on this babe. There's nowhere that this family can get a reliable weight. That's kind of what we run into is we're struggling with weight gain or we're trying to size a flange and for her pump and there's no resources I can send her to get those things done reliably. So those are some of those reasons where I feel like it's good to check in person when you can. I think moms really like that connection when they're kind of on this journey alone to have that
Hmm.
really personal connection. And so I kind of do a mix. Sometimes I meet them first in person in the clinic if that's kind of how my schedule works out. And then we follow up virtually, maybe follow back again in person. So it's kind of a combination of the two.
Yeah.
So there's pros and cons of all types of visits. I think there's really no perfect way to do it. I'm just for my rural and military families trying to find a combination of, a way that we can still provide that service and relate to them and make this an enjoyable experience and, making it sustainable for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And you brought up an important point. Yes, we can do a lot virtually, as you said. That combination, I think, sounds like a perfect way to manage that. But also, especially after the pandemic, many people are kind of starved for that personal interaction, and it's
Mhm.
so important. Especially, I can see somebody postpartum who's struggling to have like this somebody really in person being there and supporting them has probably makes a big difference there as well. Let me ask you this. Are you collaborating with any other healthcare professionals or providers, or are you just out there by yourself? How does it work?
Right now I'm just out here by myself. I
Hmm.
do collaborate with local midwives and OB clinics and things like that, so they know I'm around. They'll send families to me if they need care. Um, Being newer to the state, I'm still kind of getting my feet
Hmm.
wet. Trying to see kind of where I fall as I'm completing my master's in public health. So I'm trying to kind of see how can I
Hmm.
take my knowledge and skills and understanding of access to care and how could I maybe go bigger, maybe to the state level to try to improve access to rural lactation care in the state of Missouri. Just kind of getting my feet wet in that right now. So
Beautiful. That's fantastic. It's an amazing work you do out there in the community. So let me ask you this, Lady Lecce, beautiful. I've seen pictures. I had a little sneak peek. I'm like really excited about your presentation, but it's a labor of love, right? I mean, you put a lot of
yes.
hours and work into this. So any advice for anybody who's interested in doing that? I know it's a it's a long project and you could probably talk for hours, but give us maybe some words of wisdom here.
Well, if you want to do it cost effectively, be good at watching YouTube and learning skills on your own because that's what we had to do. We had to get on good old Professor YouTube to learn how to do a lot of things because there's a lot of things you can do on your own. It's just learning the skill and also finding friends that can help, that specialize in different things and utilizing that if you can.
Oh, wonderful. So before I let you go, Holly, any final words for us here for our viewers, what you're hoping that they will take away from the presentation?
I'm just excited to share my story with everyone and see that, you know, there is innovative ways to improve care to families. And I'm just really excited to get that opportunity to share that with people and hopefully people walk away inspired to, do something within their own community.
Well, Holly, thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm very much looking forward to this presentation here. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
And for our viewers, now some information. If you are excited about this presentation and you would like to find out more about all the other wonderful presentations in the Gold Lactation online conference, please visit goldlactation.com. You'll find out everything there about the conference. And don't worry, all the presentations are also recorded. So if you can't be there live, and our opening keynote will happen on April 2nd. You will find that information on the website as well. It's an open access free keynote presentation. So make sure you sign up and reserve your seat to that and share with your colleagues and friends in the field. Thank you again, Holly, and thank you everyone for watching. Have a lovely rest of your day wherever you are in the world. Bye-bye, everyone.